Welcome to
Yeah, cool. Oh, you disappeared. Okay, I'll do the intro. So today, Ryan and I, we end up in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Coprolalia.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Let's see. We talked about the unethical meat industry for some reason.
It's a nice light-hearted episode today.
We talked about Peter from Family Guy. We talked with an Oompa Loompa, some dirty things, and we somehow discovered what this show actually is, and then actually started doing it halfway through. So look forward to that.
So why don't you
also?
join yeah.
I yelled, "We're halfway there." Very close to the halfway mark.
Well, that's a bit preemptively ruined. Come with us.
I guess so.
Come with us.
Yes. Yes. Come.
Just come with us
No.
on this journey
Tasteless.
to a podcast.
We'll see you at the other end of the rainbow.
This one actually picks up, by the way. This isn't the tone we're setting. Enjoy the episode.
Wow. Welcome, everybody. We've used our interdimensional time-traveling cube to go check out Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And we've arrived a little bit too late. It's all been shut down because of OH&S issues, as viewable in the movie about the factory. There's a few Oompa Loompas roaming about, and we're next to one of the chocolate streams, which is absolutely not edible anymore. Oh boy, I hope one of these Oompa Loompas comes over to talk to us, because that would be a bloody rip snort of a riotous laugh.
That PA system up there that's playing that charming music certainly is not operating at
No!
capacity.
No!
Since no one seems to be here right now, we should bloody record a podcast, shouldn't we, Giles?
Yeah, well... Yeah, we're already recording.
Welcome to the miracle of podcasts, where anything is possible.
In a world of your imagination.
Nation! Wait, that's the wrong effect. Nation!
Whoa.
I underutilized this vocal sound box that's on our time traveling box.
It's magical. That was great.
So if you ever Giles need to be transported off to another dimension, or you can just give a shout, and I'll be like, oh well, let's go to another dimension. What? That's the wrong one. So that's always an option.
Yeah, I had not considered us traveling in the middle of a podcast. I have a feeling that this little cube thing that we use to travel is not really capable of recording us and traveling through time.
I mean, that makes sense.
I feel like the matter around us would shift too dramatically. You know?
Yeah, well,
like the whole
scientifically
physics argument, debate, as to whether physics exists or not, that debate.
That's a hot button debate at the moment.
Yeah.
Are we going?
Let's just dive right in. Relative to the gravity that the weight of our bodies propels us towards the center of the Earth.
That'd be great to have an argument with someone about gravity on Twitter, and if they use anything like that, like, well, let's just dive straight onto this. Like, how are you going to do that without gravity, you piece of shit? your trail of thought really seemed to float away from you there. Wait, how? How the fuck does it do that? Without gravity, motherfucker.
How does a noumenal thing that doesn't rely on physical matter at all? No, that's actually a genuinely good question. Where the fuck... Where the fuck are our thoughts actually manifesting?
It's a question that has not yet been answered by... Wait, hang on. Hang on. It's in your head.
That
if I'm not mistaken,
that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes
it would make sense
stuff
in your head.
that I think is simultaneously thought by other people.
Maybe you're just not that unique.
I choose to believe something that makes me unique. So,
Well, you got me.
Have you experienced this though? Like coming up with an idea and then seeing it just pop up in the world?
Not
you remember
like,
when
not,
you recorded that track where you just went poopity scoop?
Oh, yeah. And then Kanye
just fucking
next
had
day
the same idea.
Yeah. And then I had that other idea about because I got like a whole bunch of really all my stepsisters bangable, and I recorded this track about it. And the next day,
damn,
Kanye released a track about it, about his extremely attractive stepsisters.
Yeah. Remember that time
Yeah.
that we recorded basically the entirety of an album that was called My Beautiful Dark Twisted
Dream.
Dream,
Yeah.
And then Kanye was just like, hey fellas, I got a new album coming out. And we were like, get the fuck out.
Hell no. Yeah.
Yeah. We were like, no one man should have all that power. 21st century schizoid man.
I remember showing Dad that track with that sample, Kanye's song "Power," one of my favorite.
It was
songs.
repulsive to me upon first listen.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm curious to hear this.
He was just like, huh. He was just like, well, I'd rather just listen to that song.
I felt that too, and I was repulsed because it even sounds like it was poorly utilized. Because
it's a weird spot. Yeah.
21st century schizoid man. And then it just cuts out and it's like back to the power beat, which doesn't even have it. It's like there's two different ones going on, and I was just like, "Fuck that!" It's the epitome of like he cut it out of a magazine and just placed it on the end of what he said.
That's some of my favorite stuff by Kanye, though, is when he does bits that sound closer to that's actually a perfect example. That's a perfect way of describing it. It's like some of his stuff just sounds like a cutout of another track put on top of it.
Yeah.
I kind of like those bits.
How the fuck are we talking about Kanye West fucking again?
I don't know if we've gotten through an episode yet. At some point, we're going to have to get him on. We're going to have to try and hit him up.
Yes. Oh, yes. If Kanye could do that thing where he reads our minds and steals our ideas, could one of those ideas be that we want him on the show?
We should just start tweeting at him or something. Does he have Twitter again? I don't know. I know he deleted it at one point. But maybe he's got it back. I don't know if I would... I want him on. I really want him on. They would take our podcast to number 1 on the charts, whatever the podcast charts are, instantly. Yeah. But oh my god.
Are you going to share this joke with us?
I'm just looking at his Twitter, and his new Twitter icon is just the world with Africa in the center.
Isn't that what the normal map of the world looks like?
It would make sense. Charles, what have we got? What's some topics we got today?
Oh yeah, we're still sitting around in the Oompa Loompa factory. It's not called the Oompa Loompa factory. It's called. I guess it's called the Chocolate Factory. Our machine teleported us straight in the building, so we didn't get to see the outside.
Didn't look
Very
at the
much
sign.
does look like the movie with Gene Wilder, not the movie with Johnny Depp.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't
No.
know where the fuck. It was all CGI, so.
And it looked like it was designed by Apple. Everything was just white and clean and weird looking.
Yeah.
I like the
And
Gene
even the
Wilder
music
version.
was just like overproduced and like.
Yep.
Yeah, disconnected it. I did not enjoy Tim Burton's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or whatever the fuck it was called.
And also, it was
One
just,
of them's
you go.
one of
The
one of the
dog.
one of the one of them was called Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Yeah.
and one of them was called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and I don't know which one is which.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is correct title. That's what the book was called. Because it's about
Okay,
Charlie going to the chocolate factory. Willy Wonka is not the main character.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder's version was scary as well, and that was my favorite
Yeah,
part about it. Fucking
yeah,
freaked me the
that
fuck
whole
out.
tunnel sequence scared me the fuck out.
Yeah, they recreate
Scared
that
me the
bit
fuck out.
in the latest Thor movie. If you want to check it out, it's actually
Yeah.
a pretty fun movie. I quite enjoy it.
So
Oh, right,
I
right
would
now.
say it's not quite a recreation, or I would say that 2001: Space Odyssey is like closer to what the Thor movie was doing.
Oh, okay. When running through the tunnel at the start.
There was some sequence where he's just like
Strapped to
flying
a-
through a tunnel of color.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that-
yeah.
Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's strapped to a chair. But they
Yes,
play
yeah,
the Willy
so-
Wonka theme. That's the thing. They play the Willy Wonka theme in the background.
Oh.
You hear and then the lights go flashing, and he starts screaming. So I'm like, oh shit!
Oh,
well, that's
okay, my bad.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the Willy Wonka thing, like, it doesn't actually make any sense. Like, why did he want to just scare the shit out of everyone?
It's been a while
I
since
guess to
I've
test their
seen it.
courage or something.
Yeah. I haven't got much to say about Willy Wonka. It's just not the same. I just don't have the. I don't have any content to put forward today.
Well, that's
on
going to
that.
make an upcoming bit rather difficult for you.
Giles, you're thinking about redesigning the Coprolalia logo.
Oh yeah.
So we
well,
thought
I was thinking that it's worth a discussion because currently it's a good logo, but I
Yep.
was thinking like if we made it all trippy and weird and
Mm-hmm.
changed the colors up a little bit, maybe
Mhm.
it would catch an eye or two.
Are you talking about advertising this podcast as well? Then are you talking about doing something in order to actually gain views or listens? It's a
I
novel
don't-
idea. We haven't given it a shot yet.
I have a couple times shared this podcast on my Facebook page.
How many other podcasts are out there making making an episode every week, doing it for over a year, and sitting at 10 listeners, a good solid 10, and that's been solid for like half a year.
Are you complaining?
I kind of love it. It's it's the least amount of pressure we could have on ourselves for this podcast
Yeah, I think that, and I think that's good.
if we don't do any content. I mean, I don't think we've done any yet today. This isn't
I've been having a good old time.
well, that's good, but it's really not about us. It's about the it's about the listeners. But I don't know what they
Well-
want. I think that's the main thing. Is like if we're doing a bullshit podcast and we talk about politics and shit all the time. But I haven't. We used to have one listener who would write in. And he was great. And but yeah, I would just love it if lots more people commented and said what they want. We could turn this into anything. This podcast is free to be transformed into anything. We could start doing
Yeah.
a review show on plush toys. If you want to do
Oh
that.
man,
Yeah, wouldn't
that's
that
an
be fun?
avenue.
Yeah. I haven't got any plush. Oh, I've got one plush toy. It's a cat bus from My Name is Totoro.
My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah. It's a decent plush toy. It's very dusty because
Totoro.
it's been sitting on a Darth Vader helmet for years, and it is also very dusty.
Nice.
I give it. I have no scale to put it up to 5 out of 10. Decent plush toy, not very big. Could be bigger.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't mind a big old cat bus.
One that was like hollow that you could sit in, like a chair. That'd be great. Imagine being able to sit like on your even a couch. Ooh, do a couch cat bus. That'd be fucking sick.
We should totally kit out a bus.
As
Fucking
cat bus.
hell yeah.
We should do that.
Because if we kit it out, we could do Astro Lounges, which is something else that we do. Which is...
We fucking stopped plugging all of our shit as well. I realized.
Well, I thought it was just like sacrilege to be talking about the other things, but it's totally not.
The whole point of Coprolalia, I think, is to bring it all together, bring everything we're doing. Like this is very much just us. We're just talking. We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
People who like our other stuff are going to be drawn to this podcast, and people who know us might be drawn to the podcast. But it's not like the podcast is there as its own entity.
Well, that's how I've seen it.
As its own entity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it can be. Certain episodes.
All right.
Sit
Well,
by
let's
themselves.
do this properly.
All right.
My name is Giles.
Oh, we'll do an intro later anyway.
And across from me,
yeah,
in the chocolate factory is Rye, also known as Rhath.
Yeah.
And I have an art page called Irreverend Giles. Rye and Rhath and I do Astro Lounge drawings, which are where we share a canvas and do digital art.
Those are some of my favorite things.
We also do this podcast, and now you know us.
Welcome Coprolalia.
Yeah.
That's the only consistent thing that we've got on this show is that I do that usually.
Is that you say
Coprolalia? That's the one thing that I do every time. Usually at the start. This time it happened at 16 minutes in.
You got a little Toydarian in your throat. That's the soft intro to the Toydarian bit that we planned.
We're introducing a new idea into this podcast of doing bits and actual jokes. Going to be pretty interesting. Going to trial that. See how that runs.
People who have listened to like the previous episodes where we've like been playing characters and doing all kinds of things, probably hearing this going how are they now saying this stuff? How are they now admitting it?
And how are they devolving back into what the podcast used to be?
We've been doing this for over a year, and I feel like we've only now really introduced ourselves. And introduced the premise of this fucking thing. Alright.
Which is to have no premise.
So this is what happens when you try and reboot something. Maybe like now that the ball's already rolling, let's just fucking boot it. Let's reboot it.
Let's record an episode of Coprolalia, Giles.
Alright.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do
3, 2, 1.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Coprolalia, the only podcast on the internet that says, come on down, have a lick of my boot, because we're going to have a shooting time.
Alright.
This is
to the weather. In central Victoria.
And in London today, it's going to be going to be definitely a chilly one. Giles, what about Egypt?
You know the
how's
weather
it be?
better than I do, I see.
Yeah. Well, how's it in Egypt?
Well, how about you ask your mum?
Well, in Egypt it's gonna be hot. Giles, how's Guildford? No, you're not in Guildford. How's Castlemaine? How's Castlemaine's weather?
I don't know.
Well, it's in New York. It's gonna be hot.
I'm in the chocolate factory at the moment.
Yeah, so am I. That's what Giles, look at us. We've stumbled into a chocolate factory. Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, to be precise. what a turn of events. It must be that magical space traveling, time traveling cube that we carry with us at all times that runs on coins. It's coin operated. I mean, it runs on batteries. It has a battery, like a nuclear reactor inside of it, if you want to be technical about it, but it's coin operated. Specifically,
I feel like
from...
this is what having a stroke feels like.
I thought I was having one earlier today. I dropped my pen 6 times and I didn't feel my hand let go. I just felt the pen float away.
Diabetes?
No. Unless I lost my hand to diabetes and I forgot, and then I was like, oh, I dropped my pen. How did that happen?
Oh, there's no hand there.
Here we are in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. We're having a bloody time together. I'd like to introduce our first guest. This is a podcast that we have guests on every episode. I can't believe you didn't know that already. It's in the description. It's our tagline. Coprolalia, we have guests on every episode. We can't believe you don't know that. That's the tagline. We've said it every time. Introducing...
This podcast is now a bit on this podcast.
This could be an Inception podcast. We don't actually talk about Inception, but we replicate the movie Inception every single episode, where we just go deeper and deeper into different episodes of Coprolalia within one episode of Coprolalia.
That's a bunk idea.
Introducing an Oompa Loompa.
Oh wow, you just alright.
Welcome to the chocolate factory of old. There used to be Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, but due to the sugar, most of the kids died. Willy Wonka died.
Oh, also because you have like spinning blades above an invention you call something. Sorry, I can't remember what it's called, but it makes you float towards the fucking blades.
Hubble Bubble Trouble and Tumbler.
Yeah, that's
is
it.
Its name.
Like that's real. That's really just reprehensible.
Ask America.
Okay.
No progress is made without blood.
Beep 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 beep. Hello, is this America?
Yep.
Is it reprehensible to have blades above the place where you would use an invention that makes you hover towards those blades?
For what purpose?
It seems like no purpose at all.
He says in an American accent. Yeah, for what purpose? I think that's an Aussie accent.
I don't know. No purpose. Like I don't know. Maybe create tension in a scene where there wasn't any.
Well, that seems fine as long as it. I'm doing it a Bushman.
Back to the Oompa Loompas.
Oh yes. Yeah. That phone call was uneventful. Also, you've got like tubes that are the size of kids.
Exactly the size of children. Yes.
Like, put a fucking grate on the tube so children don't get sucked up into the tube.
To get
Am I a crazy person right now?
See, chocolate beans, cacao beans, which make chocolate, aren't actually bitter by nature, but people like it bitter, and so we put children in there.
You're dodging the fucking question right now. Why would you not put grades?
I'm explaining the process. Children blood plus cacao.
Children blood plus cacao. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Plus a little bit of sugar. You get yourself some chocolate. Stick it in a wrapper. Sell it back to the children that you just put back in the like. Sell it to their friends. Sell it to their mother. Sell it to the coppers that come ring a ding ding ding. We've heard there was some kids missing around here. Wait until the chocolate. We're like, no. Have some candy.
I thought Oompa Loompas were like really cute and friendly, but you just sound like regular big business owners, like capitalist
criminals.
Yeah,
straight
capitalists.
Up maniacs, insane people.
Yeah, capitalists.
This factory's been closed for about 5 years.
Yeah.
We've had no
So
business.
how come you're still small?
Why would I grow if there's
Yeah,
no
I don't know.
job? If there's no work
So I gotta,
and no chocolate
I got
to
a couple. I got a couple questions for you, little man.
Shit! Oompa Loompa. That's just
First
to keep
one
the bit going.
is
Oompa Loompa. There we go, now everyone's clued into what's happening.
where is Willy?
He was mostly put into the chocolate. We also have his head on a pike as a bit of a shrine, because we don't like him because he put us into slavery, but also we appreciate that he created this entire world for us, so we have a little small shrine that we both pray at and also spit on.
Oh, there's two of you.
Oh, there's many. It's like a hive mind kind of thing. I thought that was pretty clear in the film when they all do the song and dance numbers that are improvised, but like how could you possibly improvise a song so intricate about the events that are transpiring directly in front of you? Clearly some sort of hive mind that's just really good improv.
I would say that they choreographed it and like have written it, and it's like a regular bit that they do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like any good improvisers, they have to practice their craft, but to have everyone sing the same song at the same time that's improvised, that's insane. You could do the moves, you could do the choreography, but to make up lyrics as you're going, unless somebody's making them up and then in a headpiece singing them back to everybody through little headphones, and then they all sing the song, but they have to be listening half a bar early or something like that, and then it's great. Yeah.
For a little guy, you've got a big fucking mouth on you.
Hive mind. Or a hive mind. I think that's the answer I've given. Why am I... is this a British film? Does I sound British? Yeah, I was going to say it's a British film. I hope. Unless it's not. It might be American. It's probably American. No. Well, doesn't matter.
I got another question for you, big mouth little man.
Shoot.
Did you ever like get your buds together and go out into the some of the spots where the cameras couldn't see, and then did you call him Willy Wonka?
We had a zine that we put out. That was he died before he found it, but we ran that for years, like about 27 years. We ran a small zine. Zine is quite a loose term in this setting, because it's really more just pictures of him that we drew penises on and of him having a wank, and we thought that was pretty funny. We had it was bi-weekly, as in twice a week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think that is what bi-weekly means.
I think it can also mean once every 2 weeks or something. Very confusing.
Oh,
bi-weekly? It ran twice a week. We had just mountains of
bi-monthly
would
be once every 2 weeks, I'd say.
Hmm?
Bi-monthly?
Yeah. Yeah. No, not that one. The other one. 2 weeks. Yeah.
Where did you get your education, and how do you know these things?
He taught us everything we knew. And we used it against him to create pictures of him wanking and make chocolate. We mostly make chocolate. But in our downtime, pictures of him wanking. Yeah. He taught us how to draw and what wanking was. We didn't do that because we're Oompa Loompas. We don't have sex drive.
Oh
we're a
gosh.
hive mind, and we hatch eggs, and it just kind of grow from there. It's this whole thing. Don't worry about it. But he definitely has a sex drive, so we made fun of him for it because we are superior, because we don't get distracted by that kind of shit. We just a hive mind functioning tool that we just create shit. It's crazy. Yeah. Oompa Loompas, that's what we are. Just telling you, just to keep the bit going. I mean, the interview.
Yeah, cool. Well, you can go away now.
Okay, cool. See ya.
Guy's a piece
I
of
feel
fucking
like
shit.
I was far too rude to that guy.
In fact, you were rude to all of them if they were hive mind.
Oh. Do you think they're strong enough to actually fight me, or...
I think anything in those greater numbers, upon their return, would be quite an adversary to you, Giles.
I have a feeling
a
even
small
if there was
person would
like
be an
one on
adversary.
each of my limbs, I would be able to struggle and just like keep on stomping them.
I don't. don't take this the wrong way. I don't see you being much of in a fight. Neither would I. I don't say that as if I would be any better, but I don't see either of us being any good in a fight, especially against lots of small Oompa Loompas.
I happen to be quite fragile, right? And your comment about me being weak.
Not weak, but fight. And if you are fragile, then that's not good for fighting.
Well, hey, that's a paradox that's not for me or you to figure out right now. It is the most fragile that have the strongest. No, I can't think of anything right now.
This podcast is like a runaway train with broken brakes that just happen to shoot on and off at random points.
Runaway train, never come back. Oh, we're halfway there.
So I saw Jonah Hill. All right, we're going to jump into a theme.
Are we actually halfway there? Because that would have been fucking brilliant.
We are. We're at the halfway mark now.
Oh my fucking God.
Literally just passed over the 30-minute mark.
As I was saying that is brilliant. All right.
Ding, 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 ding. Giles is winner. Winner.
I think we're both on a roll at the moment, so let's just get this roll filled with rice and avocado and cooked fish.
What kind of?
And I ruined it.
So I saw Jonah Hill talking about his new film, the 90s, something like that. What's it called? You know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
Well, this is gonna be great then. Giles. So he's got a new movie out. He's got a new movie coming out. Let me have a look. Jonah Hill, new movie, and it's called Mid-90s is the film, and it's about some kids growing up in the mid-90s. Sounds like a nostalgic wank fest, but apparently it's got pretty good reviews, and it's really about the characters. I don't know why it's set in the mid-90s. Doesn't matter.
It's really about the characters.
It's really about the characters. It's really about the growth.
Sounds like
you get a couple of kids growing up.
Like a throwaway, like, shitty critic line.
What's about the characters?
Yeah, just. No. So go on. What else?
Okay, actually,
do you have to say about
this is a question I got for you then. So, so critics, they're a dime a dozen. You got them everywhere because of the internet. Everyone's a critic. I'm a critic. We've badmouthed so much of Star Wars. Several of these episodes have been Star Wars reviews. And critiques.
Actually, I don't know if we've actually like properly badmouthed it. We've just like talked about it. Yeah, I don't know. I can continue.
Nonetheless, so there's just been a few films that have come out recently that I really like. Not recently, within let's say last 4 years, 4 or 5 years, right? And I usually look at the scores first. I don't know why. It's probably not the best thing to do, but I look at the scores first and go, wow, 76% on Tomato Meter and an audience score of 2. That's probably not going to be very good because the audience thinks that it's crap and the reviewers think, hey, it's very good. Because it's all about the characters and it's about the development of the characters and cinematography. So one that I thought was interesting was Pacific Rim, which is a giant fighting robot film about and they're fighting giant monsters in the Pacific Rim, in the Pacific Ocean, in this Pacific Rim. And it didn't get shit hot reviews from critics. It got better on the audience score, and I just found that this is not a new concept, but just one that grinded my gears because it's like I don't know if this is a film.
How you feel?
Huh?
Do you feel like the critics were wrong?
To a degree, because it's the kind of film that's like I don't know if it wanted to be good. Like if it was actually. If it was really about the characters, I wouldn't have liked it as much. Like, the fact that all the characters are cliches and they're two-dimensional, or one-dimensional rather, they're one-dimensional characters that you've seen 1,000 times, but at the same time, love that about the film.
How do you even see a one-dimensional character?
You can't. That's why that's why it's not about the characters in that film.
Oh, okay.
It's about the giant robots and giant monsters.
Well, one could say that the robots were rather two-dimensional. Because they were CGI'd.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, like 99% of the movie is CGI.
In fact, the movie is two-dimensional.
That's true. I think it was released in 3D. That's one that should be. But it's not like real 3D, it's like a 2D
3D is like 2D with like more layers on top of it. So I don't even know if you can call it 3D technically.
I wouldn't.
It's the illusion is 3D.
VR is 3D to me. Like that's kind of true 3D because you can actually
real life
look around.
Is 3D
it's about if you can look around. If you looking at the thing doesn't really change it that much, then it's a 2D mind trickery in my book.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just so I don't know. Just the thought of like so if you look at something from a totally critical standpoint, yes, it can be. It doesn't make as much sense unless you hold it. And if it happens in a bubble, then it could be kind of considered shit. But that movie relies so heavily on the kid inside of all of us who goes, "Fuck yeah, giant fucking fighting robots and dinosaurs. That's fucking sick. I don't give a fuck if this is bad. I'm gonna love every second of it." And I did love every second of it, even the second one, which was way worse. And definitely not about the characters. Thoughts?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have that inner child. I have an inner child inside me, but I don't have that child.
Yeah.
You know
we all have our own child
inside us.
Yeah, yeah. Some of us have some of them outside. Some of them have.
That just blew my mind.
Some of us have them in boxes.
That is true. I think my inner child is excited by. It's not excited by Transformers. Are you saying that you see Transformers and your inner child is going, man, fuck how terrible this is. I love seeing these bigger damn robots.
I mean, for sure, there's definitely part of me that's like, fuck yeah, I don't give a fuck. Robot dinosaurs, bringing them back, baby. Let's do it. Roll them up, saddle up. On a ride.
Saddle up. Buckle up.
That's why those movies are so goddamn successful, because the entire world admits that like these are the worst films that are coming out in this generation, and they're the biggest box office money makers that's ever been.
Yeah, there's a weird. I would say that there's a weird irony to a lot of the things that actually happen in the universe. That I just can't explain and can't help but think is really funny, but also go, why does it have to be like this? So, yeah, the shittiest kind of a movie becomes very successful. Good movies, I don't even know what a good movie is anymore, really. It seems to me like it's actually the right thing to do is to make something that makes people go, oh, it's fucking terrible. and then they all go to the cinema to go see this train wreck, and they're really doing is wasting their own time. Tell you what, I actually regret the probably like 15 times that I've seen The Room.
Yeah.
Probably about the third time I should have just stopped.
I don't know why you saw it that many times. I've never seen it.
Well, just watching it with people.
Yeah.
Like it can be a really funny thing to like watch that movie and just laugh at it. So I can understand why something very bad is a draw. I'm on the side of just putting the effort in. Like, actually try and make something good.
I mean, for sure. I'm totally on that boat as well. I'm not saying movies like The Room should... I don't know. We shouldn't be.
Well, okay. Well,
purposely making
then
it.
my question now becomes: if Pacific Rim,
Yeah.
if the characters in it were like really well written,
Yeah,
do you think the movie would have been better?
Probably be a lot better because it'd be about the characters.
Well, yeah, and we just all want to satiate this one critic who likes to say things like that. It's all about the characters.
Yeah, it's a total bullshit argument. I don't believe what I'm arguing. It would absolutely be so much better if the characters and the movie was better written and the action scenes were better. It could always be better. I don't know. I think it's more just like you can see that there's certain tropes that people are looking for to like that tells them it's a good film. You know, like trying to think of an example. Well, it's like when what's that movie that came out with Leonardo DiCaprio and he like gets mauled by a bear, which I was like, yeah,
The Revenant.
The Revenant. I was like, this is decent. This is a decent film. It's definitely got me on edge. But just like everyone, it just from it. This is super outsized perspective. I was not paying attention to what was really happening in Hollywood, but from the reviews and shit I saw from it, it looked like everyone was just sucking DiCaprio's dick because he got mauled by a bear. And
No, well, he didn't actually get mauled by a bear.
No, I'm aware of that. I know that.
I saw more hype around the fact that he bit into an actual liver
Oh yeah.
for that scene where he's like real hungry.
You could just watch
And,
any
like-
episode of Good Mythical Morning, and that would probably happen at some point in the episode.
Really?
They eat all kinds of fucking gross shit. They eat testicles all the time. It's just like a staple of the show now.
Wow.
It's just like shock jock shit. Like, not shock jock, that's a totally different thing. Just shock value of like, look at this disgusting food we're going to eat. And it works. I watch every fucking episode whenever they do
really?
food. If they do a food theme episode, I watch it no matter what. Because at some point they're going to eat something gross and it's fucking hilarious. I mean, they're genuinely funny and entertaining people. So I like the show a lot by itself. But hell, if they're going to make a fucking Big Mac made out of pig's testicles, saddle up. I'm watching that, boy.
That is putrid.
If you can make him taste good, man, use the whole thing, right? If you're going to eat a pig, which I don't think you should, if you're going to eat a pig, use all the bits. If you're going to eat a pig, use all the bits. That's like when Peter, we're jumping around topics all over the place. Welcome to all Coprolalia. But
Peter.
when Peter,
Hey, Peter.
Peter, you drank all the beer. And it's just like really Aussie.
Hey, Peter.
That's actually not too bad. That was Joe, right?
No. That was
were you
Brian.
doing? Oh, that was Brian. Oh yeah, I can see that. That's actually
Peter.
cool. Oh, Peter.
And
Can't do any.
Peter. No, fuck it.
Peter.
That's if that was a little higher. I feel that would be a decent Stewie. No, I can't do that.
Yeah. Peter.
We should just do an episode of us trying to do
No,
really
oh my
shitty accents, really shitty
We'll
voices.
just call it Family Guy Funniest Moments.
Family Guy compilation. And it's just us to do the voices.
So yeah,
Hey,
you had a
Peter.
point though.
What? What was I talking about? Oh,
You're saying if
Peter.
you're gonna eat the pig, eat the whole thing.
Yeah, Peter put out an image. Let's catch you up if you aren't caught up, which you absolutely should
Tell
be.
me about this image.
Tell me about Peter is what I'm talking about.
I'm Peter.
I really cannot stand Peter because they're just it seems
Oh, PETA.
PETA. They're so they fight for animals' rights, which I'm 100% on board
Peter.
with. Peter.
I see.
But it just
I'm
seems so
Peter.
much more focused on the social media side and like freaking people out and just like shaming people for even thinking about not being
Yeah.
vegan. And I've just seen so many statistics saying that they take in a lot more animals than they can actually take. They can actually hold,
And
and
they-
they just
yeah,
end
they
up
have to
killing a
kill
whole
a whole
bunch
lot
and
of
shit.
them.
And it's just
Yeah.
like a whole fucking thing. But yeah, so they put out this image of a hot dog and saying this is what's fucking in it. Would you eat this shit? And they're putting like pig's eyes, pig's hoofs, pig's butts, pig sticks, pig's tails, pig's anything. You know, all the gross parts of the pig they're putting in there, putting in a hot dog, and Peter's like, "Would you eat this shit? This is fucking disgusting." Now that you know what's actually in a hot dog, would you eat it? But it's like, I was vegan at the time, and I was like, I know people are gonna eat pig anyway, and I don't want them to, but by showing them that image, if they can put all that shit, if they can put pig hoofs and eyes into a hot dog and make it delicious, and Peter would obviously like, but it's fucking disgusting, it's not delicious, tastes like blech. Well, fuck
Peter
it,
would be like,
so many people love it. If they can make that shit taste good to so many people, like that's actually kind of good in a way, right? Like if you're gonna eat a pig, take all the gross bits and turn it into a hot dog as well, and you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it just seems like a shock fucking thing.
It's a
just
fucking disgusting topic, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, for the record, I wish that none of it existed. I wish we didn't have to do any of this shit, and I think it's a massive waste of resources and torturing just animals, and just the whole thing is just fucking disgusting.
I think that's despicable.
The meat industry, the industrialization of it is fucking awful.
For sure.
Everyone needs to eat less, but...
I'm sort of on the side of you saying, we should use all the animal if we are going to kill it.
Yep.
Have you ever had pig's ears before?
No, I've seen them because you give them to your dogs. Give them your dogs and munch on.
Oh, well...
If you just be cartilage, it'd be fucking disgusting. It'd be awful.
So what they do is they fry them up, yeah?
Welcome to Cooking with Giles. Hang on, let me get a thing. Welcome to Cooking with Giles.
Yeah, there we go. Do a little intro.
You gonna munch it up. With Giles. That's an intro. Take it away, Giles.
Welcome.
What are you cooking for us today? What you want to
do is
who are you, Giles? Let's do it full show. If we're gonna do shows within shows, you gotta play it up. Welcome back to Giles. Welcome back to Cooking with Giles.
Hello, folks. So my producer just interrupted me and told me how to do my show.
As a producer, that is my one job.
Why are you speaking at all? Why have we given him a microphone?
Welcome back to Cooking with Giles.
Pig's ears. You can fry them, and I mean, I feel a little bit of self-hatred saying this, but they taste alright.
Is it? That's the show.
Pig's ears. They're crunchy, and all I can think of now is just the sadness of pigs.
But yeah, especially with like something like a pig's ear, where it's just like the shape is still there. You can just look at it and go, well, this is clearly the pig's ear. It's like taking a bite out of pork, but just as if it's like an apple.
I mean, it's a little bit like that. It's
And they just have a pig's head sitting right there that's like, well, that was him. That was the guy.
That was him.
They fucked. Imagine going to like a butcher and they mounted the head of the cow that they were serving that day.
No.
And just laid out in front of us all the cow.
Gross images into the viewers' minds.
Well,
the listeners might.
Hope you're all munching down on a cow bucket. Get yourself a bucket of meat, cow meat. Chow down.
Ugh.
And just remember,
I am not a vegetarian, but I have vegetarian leanings.
Yep.
I wouldn't go out and necessitate an industry of like just shitty meat production.
Yep.
I would
insane.
not like if say if I went to IGA and that is so disgusting. This just turned into such a gross episode.
Welcome back to Coprolalia. That's my favorite loop position.
Loop position. No, all right. Let's actually say a thing.
Yeah, say the thing. We want this episode. We want the Coprolalia to get stupider. That was the goal, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing it. Hey, Johnny, we're doing it.
So if I went to my local grocery store,
Yeah.
and they said to me like, "Look, man, we're only killing these pigs because you keep coming back and buying bacon." I would say, "Oh, well, fuck that. Like, no, like, don't worry about it. I'll find another source of protein."
Yeah, of which there are many, and far
And
better.
then I'll lose all my testosterone eating soy, and then I die alone.
Yeah,
And that's how that story ends every single time.
Welcome back to Proven Facts with Giles.
Yeah, welcome back to Soy Boys on soy.
Slow Boys. That's the theme song for that. Yeah. It's just about that industrialization, man. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn between going hardcore with it for the for the morals of it, but at the same time, I'm also just a massive fan of what humans have done with cooking, and that sounds like that's a stupid fucking sentence, but like like just watching people on cooking shows on YouTube and watching amazing chefs just prepare meat or whatever.
I'm a purveyor of the culinary arts.
I think, well, because the thing about cooking is that it's all about the characters, and I just really like that.
I was drinking, so I couldn't laugh without spitting all over my laptop. I made the righteous choice.
Okay, I guess, but in those circumstances, there feels like there's a lot more respect about what they're doing. You know, they're choosing. They're not going to the local IGA and picking up Dons. They're not getting they're not getting a slab of. They're not getting a slab of lamb thigh from Don's. I don't know if Don does lamb thigh. I think they just do.
Yeah, Don would do lamb.
Yeah, but they do sausage. When Kerr do lamb. Cuts.
Yes.
What the fuck am I talking? Don't matter. So, but yeah, if they're going, so if like amazing chefs, if people are going out to farms where the animals are well treated, buying some Don, don't buy that one. Get Don.
If it ain't Don's, don't buy it.
I got a turkey leg right here, but you know what's not done, so don't buy it.
Yeah, what's your point? What's your fucking point?
I think it's about it's just like the mass consumption of it is just so it just feels so disrespectful. It's just like so many people I've met who are just like, man, if don't have meat, I don't have meat, I don't eat it. It's like, yeah, so it's like that. Like, if it don't,
that's good, actually. That's good.
They get some breakfast and they say, don't have meat, don't have it. Don't eat it.
Don't have it.
You got yourself a taco, you say, what's in this taco? It's beans. Is there any meat? Nah. Well, don't have meat, don't eat it. Just gonna devolve
I don't want this taco.
Don't want a taco, huh? I don't know what accent that is. Don't sue me. Don't tweet angry at us.
We should just escalate to just actually just jerking each other off.
Don't see anything wrong with it. Yeah, so like people who are just like I can't say it without saying don't now, but people who won't eat a meal without having meat in it, you know, or just people just fucking eat meat every goddamn day. It's usually shitty meat, and they're buying the cheapest cuts, and then it's just like consuming so fucking much of it, which is just super unhealthy. It's also a very new thing. Like that's only within like the last 100 years when it got
like
industrialized.
The just mass availability of it.
Yeah. So that's the kind of shit that pisses me off because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to tell the entire world to just stop eating meat altogether, but everybody needs to cut the fucking shit down because it's
they're
just
all listening.
fucked.
So
Hi, I'm Don from Don Castleman. I say, don't eat it all the time, alright?
I
Alright? Crossing
Don't eat it.
so many cultures together in this bit.
if it ain't don't think about it.
Don't
even
about
think
it.
about it.
That's pretty good.
Don't even think about it. Don't worry about it.
We should if
Hey.
anyone else wants to do it, that'd be funnier. But maybe we'll
Hey, if it's done, don't worry about it.
we'll start we'll get some Don ads and we'll change the captions on it. So, don't buy anything else.
Yeah, in fact, it would be a fun thing to do for this podcast to just discuss like little images we'll make and then share on the Coprolalia page.
Yeah. That's good content.
Yeah, we're content creators.
We're influencers, Giles. We're influencing
what?
the youth.
What?
Yeah,
What?
we're influencing the future.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Since most of our listeners are between the age of 4
And
4
5.
4.5
Yeah.
and 14 teen. That's an old reference to an old meme. Was someone mentioned an old, super fucking old meme to me that was just like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Is
Look
it
at
the
my
Slowpoke
horse.
meme?
My horse is amazing. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
Fucking blew my mind. I was like, oh my, that's so, it's crazy how like in internet time, like that's fucking eons ago. Crazy. Giles, I'm sick to death of this goddamn chocolate factory. There's no chocolate. There's just fucking evil ass Oompa Loompas. There's no Willy Wonka. He's dead. The whole place is derelict and disgusting. I say we take a couple of coins, stick it in our hero box, and we all time travel out of here. What do you say?
Yeah, right.
Let's play the. Let's turn it on. Giles, let's turn it on. All right. Let's turn it on. There we go. Here we go. We're transporting away. Oh, look at it. We're back here in the Coprolalia studio. Postbox 30145. Come join us. Our address is 9. Giles, this has been
No.
this has been a podcast.
This has. Thanks for joining us.
And just remember, if you find another podcast, don't listen to it.
If it ain't Coprolalia,
Don't even do it.
forget about don't.
Forget about if it's not Coprolalia, forget about don't. Fuck it.
Oh,
End
boy.
of podcast. Blah, 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 blah.